Hey, David Wygant here with John Keegan for the 10-minute daily reality check. Yesterday we were talking about breeding and what breeding does to men. This is an interesting thing because I just realized after we were talking that my past is done. I think too many people live in the past. There are these pastors, they're always thinking about the past. And if you think about your past, then your future is going to be exactly like your past. You're just going to repeat the same mistakes over and over again. What having a daughter has really taught me was how to be in love, how to love, how to show up for somebody, how to listen, how to be patient, what unconditional love is all about. It also taught me a lot about my own triggers and my own needs. Like, for instance, I don't want to be canvassing around the world chasing women. I find it kind of dull at this point. I want to be able to canvass around the world with a friend.
You didn't do it.
No. I loved it, right?
Yeah, you have done it.
I loved it. I loved every bit of it.
Yeah.
But now I like to canvass around the world and take things in and hang out with my friends and attract people into my life. I don't need to go and walk the streets of Colombia to go meet some hot Colombian girl. Already done that, right?
Right.
So as a man, I've already done all these things. And another thing, too, is what my daughter has really taught me is that I want her to understand what her dad is like when he has a relationship. Not having stories of, my dad was so cool and, he was just banging chicks. It's like, it's made me grow up. Yeah. And also made me value what family is all about. Right. Because this is, and don't get me wrong, any guy out there right now that's banging chicks and having a good time, I get it, I did it, I loved it. I think it's like one of the greatest things in the entire world. I think it's something that's fantastic.
Banging chicks?
Yeah, banging chicks.
I mean, let's like evolve.
Having sex.
Yeah, how about let's evolve our language a little bit.
Yeah, but most guys are banging. Most guys that are having frivolous
sex.
What
are the girls doing? Banging dudes?
Yeah, they're banging dudes. Anybody who's having, let's not sugarcoat it.
Wait a minute. Why is it frivolous? I mean, what's frivolous?
Because it's totally frivolous.
It's a very religious point of view. I mean, is it frivolous or was it necessary in that moment? I mean,
it's necessary in that moment, but there's no real super connection between two people. It's just a moment of time that two people decided to go and bang one another.
And that was maybe a necessary moment in time.
In that moment, right?
Necessary for each of their evolving as a person.
But let's not sugarcoat it.
Sounds very like, hey, wait a minute, is it frivolous?
But we don't want to sugarcoat it.
If a relationship lasts 5 years and then it ends, and then it's 5 years later. Mm-hmm. Was that relationship frivolous, or was it necessary?
Depends on what the last few years were. Now, the fucking years might have been good, right? But the fighting years might have turned it into a frivolous one.
But it was still a learning experience.
Yeah, it was a learning experience, but you have to,
it's still necessary.
When it comes down to having random sex and having sex after an hour, we've both done it, let's be honest, okay? Yes. It's really pretty, it's fun, it's a conquest, it is what it is, but let's be really honest, okay? Let's make a list of all the people that we had sex with after an hour and actually remember their names.
I hope they'll remember mine.
Okay, exactly. So, it is what it is. It's not the type of connection that I'm craving or desiring anymore. And I'm not saying that that's a bad way for somebody to live. If any dude wants to go out there, or woman or dude-ass wants to go out there and have frivolous, fun sex and get off and learn. Why do you keep calling it frivolous? Because it gets you angry.
Yeah. I just don't feel that it's frivolous. I feel that, it's like a day is a day, and if you capture a moment, whether it's a beautiful smile and a great conversation with somebody, that is not frivolous. And you never see them again. If the blowjob comes out of it and you guys bring each other other pleasures besides conversational pleasures, like physical, sexual pleasures, isn't that amazing? Okay, I mean, doesn't it make a day better?
And I know, that it is, and if we're really honest, let's fucking be honest right now. Okay? So women can really understand this more, all right?
Yeah.
The fact is, if you're going to a contract to have a one-night stand, and you're going to have this one-night stand, a lot of the time,
I don't like that phrase, one night stand.
But that's all one afternoon fling, okay? Whatever it might be.
We don't know what it might turn into or not turn into.
Oh, please, most of the time. All right, so come on, let's be honest. After you come, you know exactly what it turns into.
Well, I mean, sometimes it turns into 2-year relationships. It's happening.
Then like about 85%.
I've had sex with girls on the first date within a couple of hours, and that's become my girlfriend.
So have I.
So why are we acting like it's frivolous?
But the majority of time, we've had sex with somebody right away. After we come, we want to go and become James Bond and escape out the side window.
I mean, there's a lot of that.
All right, so that's being honest.
But I'll tell you this also. sometimes I just feel so good after that sex. Like I feel like all of a sudden all the cobwebs in my brain are out, and I have like genius thoughts, and I can get stuff done.
Sometimes you do.
I finally got that need out of myself.
Sometimes you do, but I've been friends with you long enough, and I can remember certain episodes you've had where you wanted to do and had an ejection seat, right?
That's
I mean,
true.
so this is, and
I'm not. Yeah, we're not.
This is all about being honest right now. I mean,
Wait,
it's like we
how
want
honest?
people to be fucking honest.
Yeah. Okay. Well, so it has to start with us, right?
It's gotta
I mean,
start
I've
with
definitely
us.
felt that way. You know, I've definitely felt like, okay, we're very physically turned on, and then the sex, and then as soon as it's done, you just want to escape because you don't really have a deep connection with the person, right?
Right.
That's
And I'm choosing not to be chewing my arm off to get her off my arm.
Yeah, you'd like
choosing-
to make love with the woman and then like want to hold her for
Yes.
hours and days after, right? Which is a
Yeah.
great feeling. Which is it's hard to come by.
Right, but the thing is that's when I was object-minded.
Yeah.
And I was out there scoring points, getting laid,
Yeah.
banging chicks, having sexual intercourse, fucking, whatever term we want to use.
How about bringing each other mutual pleasure?
Bringing each other
'Cause
mutual
banging
pleasure.
chicks sounds violent.
I call this
Doesn't
sometimes
sound
mutual
violent.
masturbation.
Sounds violent.
Yeah, I mean, banging chicks, right?
Yeah,
now.
I'm
That's
just
in the
being-
politically correct
Yeah, well,
world
I
right
mean,
now. Banging is a term.
But
that
if we
we
can
use.
say, if we can, and it is, and if we can say, like, I mean, I'm not into political correctness, but we can be sensitive and reframe it in a sense, like, all right, this isn't a man being violent and banging chicks because she wants to do it too.
But she's
Everybody-
banging him.
They're banging.
Think about it. When your
I think we can
balls
come up
are
with something.
banging against a woman's ass, you're banging. When
Oh
she's
my
on
God.
top,
I can't believe
riding
we're
you
going this
really
far.
hard,
She's
okay?
banging me.
She's banging you. I mean, we are definitely not politically
I
correct
don't want to be
people.
banged. I want to be caressed and touched.
That's
and
because you want a
pleasure.
relationship. You see how we
Yeah.
evolve in time,
Yeah, okay.
and that's why
I'm
there's
just-
there's no judgment where
Yeah.
anybody's at,
Yeah.
at all. Like we have friends that we know that go out and they have three-ways and other things. What do I always say? If that's what they're into right now, that's what they're
That's
into.
what they're into right now or forever. Who knows?
And whatever, it doesn't make a
Yeah.
difference. There's no judgment, and that's
Yeah.
what I think when it comes down to where we're at in our lives. I'm saying goodbye to my past, but the fact of the matter is, I don't want that anymore. But if I meet somebody, and this is where authenticity and honesty comes in.
Yeah.
If you're out there, just going out there and banging or hanging
Banging and
or having sex, and you're telling somebody you want a relationship, you're absolutely
Well, that's
missing
wrong.
the boat. And that's what I think.
wrong.
That's where honesty comes in. Know where you're at authentically
Yeah.
right now, so you can have the sex that you're looking for.
Yeah, now this is a big deal because so many people are dishonest with themselves first and foremost that they immediately be dishonest to the other people, and then everyone feels betrayed in the end. And it really is important to take ownership of where you are in your life, and that's kind of what this is a little bit about. It's not just about letting go of the past. We've been talking about
Forget about the past. This episode turned into just an entire one-night stand episode
Yeah.
of the definition of what it really is and truly owning exactly what you're looking for.
where are you at in your life. So you're at in a place and you're owning it, and I'm at in a place and I'm owning it. And whatever stage we were, we have to own it so we can be honest to whoever we're joining
Well,
in.
but that's how we grow.
And,
That's
and
how
then we
we
attract
grow.
great women that way, no matter what stage you are, who also want what we want. And then it's not deceptive or creepy. Because if we're being honest, no matter what we're doing, if we're being honest with the other people involved, then we're never deceptive or creepy. Then we're never sleazy or low. Because everything is about a mutual fulfillment. I mean, that's just a higher way of saying it.
But it's the same way for women. Women can't, if you're out there and you want to go have sex, don't pretend it's something that it's not. Women can do the same exact thing.
Women do.
It's the definition of where you're at right now. Because here's something, I want to end it at this because we're at 10 minutes. Okay?
Yeah.
And it's something that I really tell people all the time. If you're not looking for a relationship right now, you're just looking to hang and bang. If you're just looking to have just great sex, if you're looking for whatever it is, if you're just looking for friendships, tell the person that. Because if you tell them something different and then they get involved with you emotionally, then they get angry, you just ruined a chance to have somebody 6 months in the future. Because I look at dating as a stock market, right? The fact is, okay, if you're abundant and there's lots of stocks, you've got long-range stocks, short-term stocks, you've got the short-term bangs, you've got the long-term bangs, you've got the short-term relationship, you've got the long-term relationship. If you clearly define and state where you're at, the other person can clearly make a decision, and then there's no ill will, because there's plenty of women that when I was younger that I banged or I conquested or I had a one-night fling with. 6 months later, when I was looking for a relationship, they wanted no part of me, and I realized that I hurt somebody because I wasn't being honest, and secondly, I ruined a great chance with a great girl in the future. So it's about being authentically honest about sex. Anyway, we're out, John. Tell them what the
Well, anyway, we join back in tomorrow for more self-help that doesn't suck.